Morning everyone. I'm out in my local woods today around an area called Smithills Country Park. The sun has just started to rise. It's 20 past 6 at the moment. It must have been raining in the night, because all under here, under the canopy, I can hear all the water dripping. But at the moment, that sun won't be long coming up. And with the sun coming up, I'm going to get some quite nice shots of mist here and there. That's what I'm hoping for anyway. Even now, as it's warming up, I can see the mist over the field in front of me. And the path I'm actually taking, wow, that looks quite amazing. And there's actually deer in the field. I'm not sure whether you're going to be able to see it, because I am a distance away from the deer. It's just over there grazing away. Now at this point I usually carry on and go through the woods on my left. But this morning I'm going to walk straight up this path. It's like a bit of a dirt road. And I'm going to see if I can get closer to this deer, because there's no wind, so it's not going to smell me in the wind. But it is a bit of a gravel path, this, so it might hear me coming first. I'm going to see whether I can capture this deer. I mean, I've caught it once on here, and I don't know if you can see it. I won't know until I actually get back whether it's been spotted, because I use a GoPro camera when I'm talking to you, and the screen really is too small for me to make out something in the distance like that. But I'm coming to the area now where it was, and I don't really want to scare it off. I'd like to capture it just grazing in the field. And you never know, there might be a few more. Can't see any. But it doesn't sound that noisy to me when I'm walking where I'm walking. But I bet the camera picks it up really noisily. I'm at the spot where I saw it. And it's actually here looking at me. There we go, that's a nice thing to see first thing in the morning. So they didn't hear me coming until they saw me walking to the fence line to have a look over. Once they saw me, that was it. They scarpered off. I thought there was only one, but no, there were two there. So it might be one of them mornings where I see a few more. Before I carry on with the walk, I want to really thank you all from the bottom of my heart for the really kind remarks and kind comments and emails from you lot, because as some of you know, I had a troll who was saying some unsavoury things, and the comments I got after remarking on what had happened from you lot makes this worthwhile. You know, I do enjoy doing what I do, and when I get such comments from my small community, you know, it just makes me feel a lot happier. And it's just lovely getting comments. The amount of comments I were getting, and how you were all talking about being by my side and ignoring it, and how much you enjoy watching what I do. You know, it's a lovely thing to have you commenting like that. And yeah, I'd like to thank, I wish I could thank you all individually and actually speak to you face to face. I know some of you I can do that with, and others live a bit too far for me to do that with. But yeah, a big massive thank you to everyone who's supported and been supporting me. Thanks a lot. So many of you have walked these paths with me before. I'm heading towards the farm, which I sometimes go through to get further up onto the moors. The mist is clearing now, not as misty as it was where we saw the deer in the field. Well, there's a great big car park here, because the farm itself, with it being a patting farm, and they do a lot of selling of milk and dairy products, as well as ice cream, making their own ice cream, and it becomes quite popular up here. So he has extended the car park to have an overflow car park. I'm looking now, I'm just looking at all these trees, especially with the sun coming up and it's beginning to shine through. You know, I'm noticing all the autumn colours coming out now. Yeah, it's soon got to this time of year again. I'm going to be walking past the farm in a minute. And there's a lovely smell of burnt smoke, you know, where they've had the fire lit. That smells lovely, that. That's what I like about autumn and winter, is the smell of the fires, the wood burning smell, and sometimes a coal smell we get round here. I can imagine I'm being sat in there last night with them coal, with the fires going. Looks like all the animals are nice and relaxed at the moment, but probably not for long, not when all the families and children come over here. If you can hear that slight noise, sounds almost like a drum beat. Well, that's a brilliant sound they make, almost like a little drum beat. So that really is civilization left behind. Now I'm getting deep into the wooded bit before going on to the moors. The one I've been countless times with you in the past. The one where I've had a few experiences. Strange little experiences. We've got some slowberries here. And I didn't know we had them here. Now they're ready. These are actually ready for picking. And they're good to making slow vodka and slow gin with. They're nice and soft and perfect. I'm not going to bite into it because it'll be quite bitter. But there's quite a few around here. So it looks as though I'm going to be coming back up here at some point this weekend to get some of them. Especially while they're all nice and ripe like that. Today, because it's been raining as well, instead of going my usual way of through the trees, the thick trees and bushes, I'm going to go and stick to the paths. And with me being up this early, I don't think I'm going to be bumping into anyone or any dog walkers, because it's so quiet and peaceful in here. Just listen for a minute. Now that noise you just heard was all these squirrels running around in the trees. And as they're jumping from branch to branch, the raindrops are falling off. So now if you listen to how quiet it is, you can hear the birds in the distance. In fact, they're all around. I'm getting quite warm at moments as well. My glasses are steaming up. And it's quite warm this morning. And with this sun, all the clouds are disappearing, so it looks as though it's going to be a pleasant day. Well, I hope it's as pleasant tomorrow, because we're going on an investigation tomorrow night. We're going up to White Collar again, the village of White Collar, and visiting White Collar Hall. And I think there's only going to be 3 of us, maybe 4 of us are going, I'm not sure. But we're going up there with the equipment, because on Sunday we've got a full moon. And if it's clear tomorrow night, it'll be bright enough with the moon. But we can't go Sunday because everyone is going on Saturday to White Collar. We all work, so we're going to be up bright and early Monday morning. So we've chosen to do it Saturday instead. Even though the full moon is on the Sunday. But yeah, we chose Saturday night to go. Hopefully if the weather's clear, we see the moon. If it's cloudy, we just see what happens, all in all. But we'll go up there with a bit of equipment, sit around and wait for any experiences happening. The reason we chose Saturday is because on a full moon or around a full moon, there's meant to be a spirit of a woman who stands near the fireplace in the old hall. It's a ruin, so you can go into it, and yeah, she shows herself when there is a full moon or around a full moon. So hopefully we might see her, because we'll be using all sorts of cameras, from thermal to night vision, and just normal cameras, and see if we pick it up, which I hope we do, or pick something up or capture something. But if not, it's a good night out and a good investigation. Oh, so that sun's just popping up now, or where I've got to. It's quite a strong sun this morning, and it seems to be every time I get nearer and nearer where the fog is, it clears, and it's going further and further up. But yeah, it's bright this morning. And as I'm walking along as well, I just keep getting this, my glasses steaming up with the heat off me probably, and the coldness around me. Even though it doesn't feel cold, I mean, the heat off me will be quite high, whereas the air around me won't be as hot. So that's why the glasses are steaming up. I'm finding it hard to see. But not long now before I get to my little bench where I usually sit and have a coffee. But I've not brought my coffee with me this morning because I had some before I came out, and I thought I didn't want to carry too much in my bag today, because I knew we were going to have a nice morning, but I was expecting a colder morning, not as warm as it is. And putting this on, even though it's a little jacket without sleeves, it's quite really hot and sweating as well. But I've not walked that far. But we're trying to get out this morning when it was very dark, and I ended up getting up, having a shower, and then coming straight out. But as I was coming out, it was just at that twilight where it was just beginning to get a little bit lighter. So by the time I got to where I started talking to you, it was very light, but the sun hadn't actually started to rise from the horizon up. It was just getting lighter, but now it's risen. And I'm here in the place where quite a bit ago I saw lights flickering around in the trees, and what I thought was something following me and having baby noises. Now I do usually come here and have a sit down at this bench, but it looks as though it's gone. It's been taken down, and the bench is just on the side. It looks as though they're going to be changing it, getting a new one in there, because they've dug it up and just left the wood at the side here. So yeah, we're going to sit there for a little bit and relax and watch the sun come up proper. I mean, it's actually clouding over, or it could be the mist, but it's gone behind cloud. So is it clouding over, ready to rain, or is it just a mist which is going to dissipate in a while? Unsure. But I'll go to the next bench, what I usually sit on. Now saying that though, sitting at the bench might be a bit wet. No. Now when I get up to the top today, I'm not sure whether I'm going to carry on walking or work my way back. I'm unsure. It depends how I feel when I get up there. But again, coming here early in the morning, reason being is because there has been a cat sighting around the Smithills area, and I'm walking around early in the morning hoping to capture something and keep my eyes peeled, like earlier on when I saw the deer. Now we usually get a lot of deer around this area, so it's worth walking around to see whether we do see a big cat around here. And as you see, there's plenty of places that it could hide. Could actually be hiding now and watching me walking along here. Well, I've not seen any dog walkers yet. I was half expecting it, and I've not realised it's actually taken me an hour to get just here. At this point I can't see my bench where I usually sit because all the foliage is up over it, and I'm hoping it's not been taken down, because I do like sitting here sometimes on a day like today and just looking and watching what's going on around, sitting quietly, because you never know what's going to be walking around, either sneaking about or quietly grazing and not seeing you there. The bench is there, it's not been removed. It's a bit damp, but there might be a spot I can sit. Oh, in fact, it's very damp. So what I'm going to do is walk up to the top, because I'm just walking up and it's very misty up at the top, and from there I'm going to walk back down, but on the opposite side to where I'm walking now. What a difference it makes getting up here, how foggy it is. You can hear the traffic at the moment going past because I'm up on near the car park up at the top of the road. Once you get past this road, then it's just moorland all the way over to Winterhill, it's over to the mast area. But I've decided I'm going to walk back down because it's such a warm morning, such an hot morning. I'm not sure what the temperature is, but it's not like me to walk around on a damp day sweating and being overheated. I've not brought any water with me because I didn't think I'd need it, but I'm getting quite dehydrated. So I'm going to walk around and walk back down. Just follow the path. The path's like a circular that starts at the bottom, and you just walk round and walk through the woods across the fields and back down where I started near the farm. But at the moment it's I'm having difficulty seeing because my glasses keep steaming up, which is ridiculous. And yeah, it's quite foggy now up here. The area I came from was just in front of me now, and I'll turn the camera around. I mean, you can see around me the fog, but if I turn the camera around, you'll see where I've just come from, or in this case you won't see, you'll just see the fog. And I take it it's because of the heat around here, or the heat today, and the coolness of the dew and rain that settled in the night, and it's causing it to mist up and be foggy. Now I've got a dog walker coming up at the moment, so that's a dog walker, first dog walker of the day. It's just gone past. And with the grass as well, it's quite wet where I'm walking on now. There is a bit of a path, but it's more grass than gravel or anything. You know, there's all these benches about, every single one of them wet to the core. I don't sit down, I end up having a wet bum on my way home. So quiet still, apart from the traffic behind me, it's so quiet and still this morning. You know, I was expecting more bird song than what we've had this morning. I can hear it a bit right in the distance, but I take it they don't get out, you know, when it's foggy like how it is, you don't see them as much or hear them as much. But as I get further down, I'm hoping this fog disappears. And we, you know, I actually thought there was someone walking behind me then. Could have sworn I heard someone walking behind me. But yeah, as you can hear, we're getting onto a bit of gravel here. I'm saying that, I can hear the crows. A bit of a clearing here, and I can see a bit clearer. It's where the sun's coming through in front of me. And it's not as foggy. Just seen a few birds flying overhead. It seems to be clearing a bit here as I'm going further and further down, but it's still a teeny bit foggy in front of me. I'm passing a farm at the moment. I can see they've got their eating on, or they've got smoke coming from a chimney, should I say. They've got the fire burning. That's the thing with the old houses, you know, even though it's warm and it's summer, sometimes you need to light a little fire just to take the chill out of the room. I had to stop them because we had another dog walker, so that's my second dog walker of the day. That's, to me, it's time to start heading back when more and more people start walking around. I just like having this all to myself. A bit selfish that way, but it's beginning to clear. The fog is clearing. I'm getting further and further down, and as I was saying, yeah, about houses. Now we live in a house which was built in 1863, I think it was. So it's an old stone cottage. And sometimes in the middle of summer, we've had to light our fire just to warm the room up, because it's quite a large room. The other rooms tend to stay warm, but it's just that big central room. It takes a little while for it to warm up. So yeah, every so often we'll light the fire, put a couple of logs on, let it warm up, and then that's usually okay. So when winter comes, it's a very cool room. And we have just recently had the roof done. We've got insulation in the attic, had it boarded up, and I must say it's a lot warmer this year through the summer than it usually is. So I think it's only once we've had the fire lit through the summer this year. So with having the roof done and the insulation, it's benefited us a lot. Now this is a sort of field I can imagine a cat skulking about, and you know, we've got trees on either side, so it could like easily be in the long grasses as well. And yeah, there'll be, I mean, there are lots of deer in here, so it could be stalking a deer within the grass or within the tree line and just pounce out and get it. I'll show you what I mean. You know that chirping noise? Not sure what sort of bird that is. But when I'm walking around the country park here, this bit is one of my favourite bits, because you've got woods on either side, and you've got this path going through this little valley of grass here, and it's quite nice just walking through here in all seasons. It really, like, the difference within the different seasons when you walk through here, it's lovely to see, and especially when it's been snowing and you walk through this part. You know, everything's just so white on either side with all the snow on the trees, and then all the grass is covered, and you've just got this little path to walk on, and half of the time you can't see it because the snow's that high. So it's luckily, you know, I know where it is and I can follow it, and you do get other people coming up here, so you can follow their footprints when they're walking around this area in the snow. And then at the beginning of the year, when it's quite wet and we've had rain, you know, it's very dank and miserable around here. You know, everything's just dead, and the trees, there's no leaves. But at this time of year, when everything's changing and all the colours down here, it's, you know, I just enjoy just coming walking in this area. I mean, you know, just look at the colours now with the sun. The sun is poking through the clouds again, and it's lighting up a line of colour, different colours of greens and yellows here, just along here. And the pine trees, well, they're green all year round, but they do look nice when they've got snow on them. Even if there was somewhere within within the grass here, I wouldn't see it because the grass is quite tall. You know, I suppose I'd have to just sit here and wait and see what could poke out of here. But this morning, like I said, with my glasses, they kept steaming up. I was getting too hot. It was just so uncomfortable walking up. I mean, now I'm walking back down, it's not as bad. You know, it's I've taken my jacket off because that didn't help. But it's not as bad because I'm walking downhill, whereas before it was all uphill. So, you know, I was getting a bit of a sweat on that way. And now it's a lot easier. And I'm going at a steady pace. I'm not rushing. There's nothing to rush back to. That was a good catch. It just jumped out in front of me, made me jump, and then just bounced across this. I can see it walking in the woods now. Yeah, it just came out here behind me, it just jumped out in front and went over there into the woods. I heard rustling within the trees, and as I looked up it was there, and I quickly took the camera on. I'm hoping I caught that. But you can actually see a trail, a deer trail here. You can see where they come through, so it would be worth me stopping here and watching this for a bit. And completely gone now. I've just got into the woods where the deer came through, and I thought I'd walk through here, see whether I bump into any of them. And it's quite a new little bit of wood, this. Yeah, you can hear the crows all around me. But it's not a tall wood at all, it's quite low. I'm not sure which way to walk. I'm bending down in the woods, that's unusual. But I'm just coming through to see whether I can see any deer in here, or any evidence that they might be gathering in here. And as you can see, yeah, the trees are quite low, and there's you can see they're fresh. Well, they've been planted within the last 5 or 7 years, and now they're losing all the bases at the bottom. So you can see it's quite a new little bit of wooded area, and I try and get through without getting too wet, because the branches are quite wet. And I've been either bitten or stung by something all on my arm to try and get through the bushes. Now it's too thick over there, so I'm going to walk this way, because it's getting too thick over there and lower, and I might have to go back the way I came. I don't know. Let's see. I'm getting a bit wet with all the low branches. But it would just be nice to see sneak up really on a couple of deer and get them really close up. But I ended up coming through some stinging nettles to get in here. And even at this time of year, they're still in full sting, you know, when you walk past them, and I've got quite a few up my arm now. They're getting a little bit itchy. Oh, and this is a bit damp in here. And I take it that's why they put new trees around here. I'm going to make my way over to the path over here, because I don't feel quite safe in here. Safe underfoot really, because I don't want to put my foot into the ground and get my shoe stuck. Now, can I get through somewhere? There's a ditch. Yeah, it looks as though they've put this new bit of wood here to soak up all the water from around here. And I'm going to have to go through what looks like an hawthorn bush to get through, because there's stinging nettles all around. Ow. more nettles. Ooh. That's it. Back onto the path. Well, there were one of the reasons I went in there is because there's quite a few people walking around there with the dogs. I thought, oh, I'll walk through the woods out at where. Well, no, I got stung. I've probably been bit by something, and I got a bit wet. So there's a great big cloud coming in behind me there, as you can see. And hopefully I can get back before that does start raining. I've got all bugs over my arms now. Wipe them off. That's one of the things I do when I'm out and about. I'll look at a place and think, oh, that looks interesting. Then when I get in there and come out, I regret it because of all stings and bites. But it was worth going in there just to have a look. Yeah, I thought I might have seen a deer, but the area's too thick and too small to walk through. I mean, there is another wooded area further down which isn't as new and you can just walk through it, and I thought that would have taken me to it, but no, stick to the paths. I think this morning, carry on sticking to the paths. But the view you get from here, you know, you can see all over Bolton, all over Manchester, all the way over to Oldham. Even though we've got low-lying cloud, you can just see it just about. And when I come this way, you know, because there are a lot of sheep in this field, and if there is a predator out there, you know, I like to come and have a look across the field, and especially this early in the morning, and knowing there's lots of crows around here, because if there were quite a few crows gathering in one place, then I'd go over out of curiosity to see whether there's anything dead around there or a sheep has been killed in the area. Because if that predator, that cat that's been seen around here, if it's out and about, it will either go for the deer or slower and easier prey is sheep in the field here. So I'll put the jacket on because it's easier to carry and it has cooled down a little bit. And coming through the woods again. This is the way I usually walk when I'm coming up into this area, but we've sort of done it the opposite way around today. And it's been quite nice capturing a few deer while we've been walking around. And this is it now, we're in an area where there's no clouds, it's nice and clear, and you can hear all the birds again. It just must have been the fog coming down, caused them to not sing as much. I can see a field here full of crows, but they're just walking around. There's nothing untoward. I mean, there's lots of sheep and everything looks okay. So I don't think anything's been in there hunting last night. I'm just trying to keep away from the bushes because they're quite wet and I don't want to be all wet down one side. It's a great sound, isn't it? Listening to all this around. I'm just walking around, you know, coming into nature. First thing in the morning, I mean, listen to that. And I did, at the beginning of the year, walk through here, and I was showing you an area where there were lots of bluebells growing, and it just doesn't seem that long ago. This summer has gone really quick. In fact, spring, summer, and now coming into autumn, I can't believe how quick it has happened. And yeah, I have a busy schedule. You know, we go here and there, up and down the country. And I don't feel as though I've got much achieved this year. Even though I've been out a lot and been doing a lot of things. And I think I don't know, I have in a way done a lot this year, but I feel as though I've not done as much as I wanted to do. I seem to have an expectation at the beginning of the year that, yeah, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that, and a lot of times it doesn't happen. Meeting new people and networking, which I do really enjoy. You know, I love meeting other people and talking about their experiences, my experiences, and just showing them around their areas and going to the areas that they frequent. But as I was saying about the bluebells a minute ago, this is the area where I showed you at the beginning of the year on one of the videos, and I can't remember which video it is now because I've done so many this year. But this is the area that was just flat and just had a bed of bluebells, and this is what it's like now. And that's what I like about walking around areas like this. I see in all different seasons. You see acorns all over the floor, falling from the trees, and where probably squirrels have been grabbing. Now I do think this year, I don't know which way to go down here, both look slippy, and it's very damp, and as you see then, just hit this tree and it's all dripped down on me. I'm glad I came this way now, it's a lot easier, not steep. Yeah, with the different seasons, you know, it's great to come along, seeing what it's like and watching the changes. Oh, full of cobwebs all over my arms. I'm going back down now towards the farm. I'm a bit damp around my legs through walking around all the wet fields. So I'm definitely going to stick to the paths now, and we're going back past the slowberries here and the blackthorn trees. So yeah, and I have seen some further up, so I know now I can come here and gather as much as I need. I don't want to take too much because you do have to leave some for nature. Just take what's needed and leave the rest for the birds. Because I think this year, which I've noticed, that there's a great big abundance in all sorts of fruit this year, like the strawberry, raspberries. We've had the blackberries everywhere. You know, apple trees are really blooming, full of apples, and the pear trees we see around here. And they say if you have an autumn with lots of abundance in fruit, that usually it means it's going to be a bit of a bad winter. Now I'm hoping it's not a bad winter. I hope we have a warmer winter, a bit like this year was quite warm at the beginning of the year and ending of last year. I didn't find it too cold. Some people might do, but I didn't myself. But usually, I mean, we've got all the hawthorn here. These hawthorns are really thick with the berries. And yeah, it's the fruit is abundant everywhere, and I've been picking it myself when I've been walking around. Look at these little ones. Little willoughbys here. This is a lovely area to bring children and let them see the animals like this. And they actually have owls as well, but I'm not allowed to go down that area. I've got to stick to the public footpaths through the farm. There's a little baby donkey over there. I was just looking forward. I saw the sign saying they served coffee there and the cafe wasn't open, but I've just realised it's only 8:30, so it probably doesn't open till about 9 o'clock onwards. And I'm not standing around waiting half an hour when I could be home, sat in my chair and just having a coffee there. So I'm on the path now where we started at the beginning, where we saw the deer in the field. Looks totally different now, doesn't it? We've got cloud everywhere. I can feel drizzle, so it's beginning to rain. So I think the 2 hours that I've been out watching the sun coming up, or not actually sitting and watching the sun coming up, but having the sun coming up while we've been walking around, and then being covered in cloud to what it's like now. And it's amazing how 2 hours that have just passed has been sunshine, fog, and that hot. God, it was so uncomfortable just walking because it was that hot. And now it's cooled down, no sun, and beginning to drizzle a little. As Peter Kay says, that fine rain that gets you wet. And when it's drizzling, we've all got to get home and got to get in. So I'm at the point actually now where the deer were, and they ran into the woods. And nothing there at all. That's terrible. Someone's been a fly tip in here. There's a tip not far from here where they can go and take the stuff rather than leave it there. I mean, they don't have to pay anything. They can just take it down to a tip and get rid of it that way. But leaving it on country lanes, there's nothing worse than that. So I'm not far from home. I'm going to start putting my camera away because it's beginning to get a bit heavier now, the rain, so I'm going to rush and get back. So thanks for coming out with me this morning and having a walk round. It's been great having you here, and thanks again to everyone who's sent them really nice messages over to me, and I'll see you on the next one, which will be the white collar investigation, what we do. I'm quite looking forward to that tomorrow, and you'll probably see that next weekend on the channel. So on that note, thanks a lot, and I'll see you all later. Bye.